This is Josiah Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera. We're going to talk to our buddy Chikekt here again, the Sticka, and see if he can take us to the Cave of Last Words. The pun. Once in a while, a pun will get used here in this stream. Once in a while, there will be a pun.
Egg friend!
Chikekt whistles. The smell of dust and closed air surrounds it. The creature is clearly glad to see you. Don't overuse your red wizard over it. What?
Stick a dig deep, like promise. Rock not as good there.
The scent of a pocket of trapped gas arises, the equivalent of a shrug.
But you can't promise. Stick a move. Human want travel.
Can you take me someplace under the city? The Stickus bows, almost scuttling, and the warm smell of cooking rock rises from its back.
Friend to Sticka. Yes. No pay for you. Free.
I'm looking for a way into a place called the Cave of Last Words. Next guy you meet needs to have the movie trailer voice. Dude, I can't do the movie trailer voice. If I could do the movie trailer voice, I would be getting paid to do trailer voices.
It's close to surface, at top of city.
The creature pauses.
Took another human there once. You can't travel where egg friend want. We go.
We found the cave.
Who are you?
Oh hey, it's Matkina. Well, that was easy enough. This woman's skin is white, color of alabaster or fresh ivory. Flat black eyes surrounded by sharply pointed features stare coldly at you. She wears jet black hair cut straight at the shoulders. Her clothes are functional and drab. Her cloak is fastened by a necklace of 5 canisters, each of a different shape. She turns a black device over and over in her hands. See, she sounds cool. This is my kind of character right here.
Where did you come from? How did you know where to find me?
Startled expression becomes a dark glower. A keen blade flickers through her fingers. You're sure it wasn't there a moment ago. He mutters, "Think she and Calistige will get along just fine." Is it really that important to know how I found you? Yes, because I need to know how to stop it from happening again. And if it means cutting some throats, it's no worse than I've done before. Like I'll do to... Wait, no. You're a cast-off. That wouldn't work. The knife disappears as quickly as it appeared. Her hand steals out and picks up that strange device again. Almost of its own accord. She glances at your tattoo. How new are you? What were the circumstances of your birth? When did you happen? I feel like being honest with her. I was born as my body fell from an exploding moon. Alex, you did miss a giveaway. Yes, I just did a giveaway about an hour ago. But there very well may be another giveaway tonight. I can't really do a deep, sexy man voice. Just can't. Ah, that bastard of a creator always finds a way to abandon us at the worst possible moment. Have you heard the stories of Tuck or Inefir yet? You should. What of them? She points her chin at your companions. If you think you can overpower me with mortals, you're mistaken.
Sounds just like our father.
What did you say? You're trespassing in my home, you know. Coming with a cast-off makes you more suspicious, not the other way around. You were in the dark an hour ago? What do you mean in the dark? Trust me, we mean no harm. I don't trust you. That's the problem. But fine. She flicks her hand and the knife disappears. Disemboweling you would just be a waste of time for me anyway. She turns back to her workbench and picks up the device again. Then she spits on the floor and scuffs it with her boot, all nervous energy. So, what do you want from me? Oh, your power was out an hour ago. Well, that sucks. Well, at least the good news is your power's back on. So, that's always good. Why are you hiding down here? I'm not hiding. Her rage is quick, hot, and palpable, and something about it makes your vision dim for a moment. I'm strategizing, planning. Why would someone live voluntarily in a place like this? She gestures around her, and as her eyes break contact with you, her emotion leaks from her frame. I would live in there. That seems alright to me. That looks like a nice little spot, honestly. Nice and secluded. She's got everything she needs in there. I'd live there. Just saying. I mean, if I was in a world where, you know, there was no internet and I wasn't trying to have internet and stuff. This is where I stay. It's a bolt hole. Always has been for those who know where to find it. Even Sheila hid here, they say. Heard that. What are you planning? Oh, were you part of my plan? You weren't. It's not your business. What can you tell me of other cast-offs? Self-absorbed, treacherous, leave a trail of misery and suffering. Shall I continue? Also, powerful, scheming, ambitious. Her smile is crooked and quick. But you want names, don't you? Anonymous says, by the way, Matkina is the feminine form of a Russian surname based on Matka, which translates as uterus, or queen in context of bees, or mothership in naval terms. Really? Wow. Interesting. To know. She barks a laugh that's half a sob. You won't get them from me, though. Not now. I remember Adiris, and I remember the First, and I remember Tash. And I killed Tash for what he did to me, for the hole he cut in my memory. But that hole grew, and grew, and... Her eyes flicker, and her cold gaze returns to you. This is more than you need to know. They're bastards, all of them. You as well. Well, that's rude. Could be a coincidence, but who knows? Could be. Don't know. It's a good question. I heard you might know who can repair a device I found in the reef. Something called a resonance chamber. The resonance? A glint of understanding shines in her eyes. Ah, yes, of course he would have hid it there. A crooked grin plays about the corner of her mouth and then vanishes. I know who can help you. Or did. She shakes her head, slips away. Mind has holes in it. Tash took a rusty scalpel to my thoughts, my memories. I can't... She trails off. She catches hold of the table and seems to anchor her. Her eyes harden.
I'll remember that.
No. No, you must do something for me. She caresses the black and jagged device, knobbed and protruding with antenna. A sigil reminiscent of your tattoo is emblazoned on it. This is Tash's mirror caster. I want you to enter his mirror and find out what you can about the jock. I'm convinced that's the key. What's a mirror caster? Ah, am I really the first one to say the word to you? Oh, you're in for a surprise, sweet sister. Every cast-off has one, just like every cast-off has this. She taps the tattoo on your head. No one knows what they're for. Adiris used to think they were a byproduct of the transfer process, just like us. She seems lost in thought for a moment. Then she shakes her head. Wherever they came from, they can be used like a kind of temporal viewer. You relive an event in the life of the cast-off whose mirror caster it is. That event is called a mirror. What's a mirror caster again? She shrugs. A byproduct of the transfer process. At least that's what they used to tell me. Regardless of what it truly is, you can use it to relive an event in the life of another cast-off. Can a mirror caster be used to spy on other cast-offs? Not spy. More like seeing pictures of their past. Like watching them from inside their minds at times when they burned or raged or changed. When their life was at a moment of flux. Why can't you enter the mirror? Don't you think I've tried? She snarls with sudden rage, her knife a handspan from your neck. Do you think I would waste my time with a newborn, a thief who steals into my home, if there were any chance I could do this myself? Her shoulders heave up and down with each angry breath. Can I remove... How do I do that? I literally don't know how to remove your message. Somebody who knows more about Twitch can tell me. Is there a command like purge? No. I don't know how to do it. Everyone ignore that message from Alex Silvestra. Just pretend you didn't see it because there's nothing there to see. I'll just use the Jedi mind trick on everyone. There is no message from Alex. I did the little hand wave thing. You should be safe. I don't actually know anything about how to do Twitch chat commands, honestly. Oh wait, hold on. I did /help/ some icon by your name? There's not. Hey, hold on, let me try something. Okay, I banned you and unbanned you, and that purged all your messages. Right? I think we're good. I think we're good now. Okay, anyway. What are we doing here? Yes, if there was any chance I could do this myself. Her shoulders heave up and down with each angry breath. Try, and my mind fills with static, like I'm talking to a Murden, only it slashes and stabs and burns me, and... She blinks then, confused. Why am I angry? Did you... She straightens, flipping the knife back into her cloak. No, it'll be all right. It'll all be right. Just find the damn jock, and I'll tell you whatever you need to know. What is a jock? Yeah, that was a ban-unban because I was trying to purge... Because he accidentally put something in chat that he didn't mean to, and he asked me if I could get rid of it. So I didn't know how to do it, so I tried the ban and unban, and I guess it worked. I don't know. What is a jock? You don't know? I thought it was a common instrument. No. No, it might not be so much anymore. One of the curses of a long life. She laughs raggedly. Fashions come and go before you even know they exist. Probably easier just to let them go, or make new ones of your own, like some of the other cast-offs. Yes, I'm drunk on power, Anonymous. That's me. Drunk on power. I'm just running amok right now. Sorry. No, not sorry. You should know this. You should know about things. History. That's what life is. Knowing and doing. Ina, you need to focus. Tell her what she needs. She breathes deeply. A jock is an ancient woodwind, and this one was kept in a sealed cave behind massive doors from a prior world. It had powers, but I can't remember what those powers were. If the jock is a key, what does it unlock? Her brow furrows, confused for a moment. She curses. If I knew that, I wouldn't need your help, would I? She lets out a long sigh. He stole that memory from me, all right? If you can find it for me, we'll all come back. All of it. How do I enter a mirror? An almost palpable hunger fills her eyes, a yearning. Hold the Mirrorcaster. You'll feel the tug immediately. Don't resist. Empty your mind and let the tides pull you into the Mirrorcaster. She collects herself. Then just watch him. Watch for the jock. When you see what he's done with it, pull your mind away from Tasha's and tell me what you saw. Oh, and don't try to change anything, she says, almost as an afterthought. Why shouldn't I try to change anything in the mirror? What do you mean by that? Nothing serious, she says, it as though speaking to an overly concerned child. She laughs suddenly. It's not like you can change the past, but I need you to learn a specific piece of information. If you change something, you might go the wrong way. How do I enter a mirror again? Told you, didn't I? Sure I did. She thinks a moment. Let the tides show you the way. We all figured it out. You can too. Oh, and don't try to change anything, he says, almost as an afterthought. Never mind. Farewell. Fine. She raises a hand, turning already back to her workbench, already muttering to herself, her attention back on the strange device she was holding. Ash, you scum, what did you hide from me? Alright, so this is our new associate, Matt Kina. And we're going to go into a mirror for her, which we're not really clear on what a mirror actually is, even though she kind of told us. It's still a little bit unclear to me, but I feel like I should save the game here. Buried Crossroads 8, Cave of Last Words 9. No! What's wrong with me? Cave of Last Words 9. You have YouTube playthroughs of this as well? I will. I actually haven't uploaded any of them to YouTube yet. I forgot to upload the ones from yesterday, last night. But I'm gonna upload them all to YouTube tonight. So then tomorrow they'll be up sometime. No, the YouTube videos don't have the Twitch chat included. No, the Twitch chat does not show up on the videos. No, finishing her thing is not going to transition the game into the next chapter, and all first chapter side quests are gone. I assume. I mean, from what I remember of the beta, that's not the case. Alright, here we go. I just saved the game, and then immediately after that I saved the game. Why? I don't know. He said unconvincingly. It was perfectly convincingly. So convincing. Alright, are we ready for this? I'm ready for this. He's pacing the room, staring into space and muttering down at the little machine she holds in her hands. It takes her a moment to focus on you, but even before she does, her weapons are ready, at the speed of instinct. Why are you here? She catches herself. Did you change your mind about the mirror? What do you want? I want to talk to you about the mirror again. She raises one eyebrow suspiciously. Yes? I'll do it. I'll enter the mirror for you. She plucks Tash's Mirrorcaster from the table. She looks at you. She looks at it, at you, and back at the device. She licks her lips as if weighing her options, and then, before she can hesitate anymore, slaps it into your hands. It's surprisingly heavy. Do it, she says, her voice heavy. Find the jock. Bring me my answers. You focus on the device and you feel something tugging at your mind. And now I think we go into our first mirror. The mirrors are pretty cool. Everything is wrong. Tasha's body, yours now, clings like a wet cloak. The world is too bright for nighttime. Everything is too clear. Distances too close. Edges too sharp. Memories like blood flies buzz about your head, whizzing away before you can catch them. Hard-ridden Aneen heave their flanks and huff behind you. Like you, they've gone too long without rest. And there's Matkina, a much newer Matkina, as drawn by a pandering portraitist, too soft, too fresh, too pretty. All wrong. On the waste, you see the light of campfires, and in the humble village before you, a bigger, brighter fire burns. It's a pyre. Inside, a body that's too large burns too slowly. Greasy coils of smoke rise into the night. Villagers circle the bonfire, wailing and shaking. The headman's rough voice continues the ritual. From exile, you are released. Among the mourners, some echo. You are released. He throws a handful of powder into the fire. Metal salts, perhaps, and a spray of shining embers rises into the night, mostly gold, some green, some purple. From wrath you are released, they echo him. As the embers float out toward the plains and fade among the stars and campfires, you hear Matkina whisper reverently, "You are released." So now I've got a lot of options. A lot of options. I'm not going to say number 1. I can try to do number 2 or 3. I'm going to use perception. Stare at the distant campfires and try to see what they are. 100% chance without spending any effort. Oh no, that's if I spend effort. 90% chance. Success. You squint your unnatural eyes and focus until the pyre, the village, everything else fades away. At last the blurry campfires resolve into something crisper, and you see the faint shadows of men around them, men in long coats and broad hats, painstakingly cleaning their jazales and daggers. There are perhaps 100 of them, What's a Josiah? Kind of weapon? Matkina sees you staring and grunts. Sand Knights. From her tone, it's obvious that they're no friends of hers or yours. I'm going to try to remember who I am and why I'm here. Get on the pre-30, Matkina. The memories buzz, and in the sound are flickers of meaning. This body is... You are... Tash. You're a soldier under the command of someone named Paj Reckon. You're a cast-off who can use the tides to destroy memories. You were sent here for something, an object, but exactly what you cannot recall. There's something more to it, something insistent, important, and endlessly elusive. No matter how hard you try, it becomes no clearer. What's going on here, Matkina? Matkina answers without looking your way. Her eyes are locked on the fire and the flesh inside it. It's what they do when one of the hill people dies. Never a burial. Always upward. Plains people like me, we can bring kindling and weep, but we're forbidden to join the chant. After a pause, she adds, Never got used to the smell of it. Even when they burnt juniper or balsam, it's worse at the end. She shrugs. When it's done, there's no more wailing. For them, it really is a release. She looks thoughtful, but says no more. Barge into the ritual. Why would I do that? Kina, listen to me. We need to find the Jack and protect your memories. Find the what? Matkina stares at you dumbfounded, and then she shakes her head. Have a little respect, Tash. This is my home. We're here to save people I've known for years. A moment later, she adds, Not to mention, the only danger to memories around here is you, Tash. Try your tidal surge on me, and I'll burn those fancy eyes right out of your skull. There's a smile on her face, like this isn't the first time Tash has teased her, or that she's promised a grisly fate in response. Tina, this isn't a joke. You sent me here. Now there's no laughter in her hard glare, and for a moment she truly looks like the woman who sent you here. Enough, Tash, she hisses. They are mourning a murdered man over there, and him? She points to the headman. He as good as raised me. I know these people. This means something to me, even if the whole world and everything wrong with it is just a barking joke to you. He looks away from you and back into the pyre. I'll wait till the ritual is finished. As the body burns and the mourners chant, you wait in the shadows at the edge of the village. At last the corpse is consumed and the headman gives a final cry. To the distant dark you are released! The villagers echo him, then drift away, leaving him alone beside the smoldering pyre. Matkina, with a hiss and a gesture, leads you over. He sniffs the air at the sound of your approach and with a broad smile calls out, Kina! His eyes are large, milky marbles. He puts hands on her shoulders. You return in unpleasant times! He touches his cheek. I return because the times are unpleasant, Neng. Without another word, the three of you leave from the fire and enter Neng's dark hut. Now there's Neng, and he looks pretty blind, doesn't he? This is pretty cool. This is very different from the way that they did the UI and the art and the visual design of the mirrors before. Very different, and it looks super cool. Neng's home is humble and small, hardly furnished and wholly undecorated. On entering, he lowers his weary bulk onto a hassock and gestures towards similar cushions for you and Matkina, then begins without preamble. They hung him from a tree. Old Garab. took their daggers to him, called it pruning. Blind to others' expressions, he has become oblivious to his own, and he wears his pain and anger nakedly. With a grunt, he continues. They sent him home by skimmer, along with the compact they'd made to the Plains people. He waves at the crumpled sheet of paper on the floor. Dick, read it to me. Dick read it to me. They promised to put an end to our menace, Kina. He shakes his head. Why? We've always played the blood price for whatever harm we've done. You know that. They know that. Yes, Matt Kina says softly, but the Sand Knights won't take shins. You know that. He grunts. The militia is here to help, Ning. You are who we stand for. The small, the threatened, the hunted. That's who we are, too. He takes his hand. Come away. If you tell the knights you're going, they won't force a fight. They have bigger battles ahead of them, believe me. So the Matt Kina of this time in the past seems much more idealistic and compassionate and nice and sort of heroic than the jaded, miserable wretch, as Anonymous puts it, that she is now. This is our place, Kina. As Reckon will give you a home. Trust her. Ning is silent. What happened to your eyes, bro? Read the crumpled note. Distrust Kina. Intimidation, persuasion. Let's read the crumpled note. You unfold the compact sent by the Sand Knights. The writing is neat, plain, small, and seems to go on and on in tightly stacked lines. In essence, it is a vow to safeguard the villages and towns of the Verzulian Waste from the menace in Colne Village. The knights promise that they will undertake steps to assure that the killers in Colne Village never harm anyone again. Extermination is never mentioned, merely implied. You love that they're making you to make her that way? Yeah, it seems like. He reminds me of a priest from Berserk for some reason. What? I like Berserk. I can't think of anybody from Berserk that's like this guy that I can, but I don't remember everything from Berserk, so. Beneath the Knight Marshal's chop are signatures from various burghers, mayors, and elders of towns and villages on the waste. The knights ask nothing in return from them. The signatures vow nothing. They merely endorse, justifying whatever the knights undertake. What happened to your eyes? Kima gives you a hard look, but Neng merely shrugs. An accident, long forgotten. He rubs the blind orbs with his thick, grubby fingers, then shakes his head. It is a smaller thing than you might think. The world is full of places, Neng. This hill of yours is nothing special. 100% if I use an effort, 80% if I don't. Let's go 80%. Success. He heaves a heavy sigh. Maybe that's true, stranger. This hill, this village, it's no more our home than anywhere else in this world. And he shakes his head. But we can't just go. Matkina answers, her voice soft but insistent. Neng, I know this is your home. It was my home too, but it's not safe here. Paj Reckon has set aside land for all of you, deep inside our territory, where we can protect you. It's not so simple, he answers. Not so easy. Plains people cannot understand. Matkina hisses in frustration and gives you a look. It seems she is hoping you can move the stubborn old fool. Now I have a lot of options. What is it that we can't understand? How you could just kill a man? Not exactly paradise. Your village sucks, bro. Sand Knights. They move in single file to conceal their numbers. I can just tell Makina to do it. What? What is it that we can't understand? For a long moment, Neng turns his blind gaze back and forth between you and Matkina. What it means to be a hill person, he says at last. What it's like to wrap yourself in chains every day, he sighs. But maybe I'm an old fool. You're not the Kina who left, and you, stranger, he trails off. You're soldiers. Maybe you've started to understand what it's like to hold yourself back. Matkina's answer is sharp. Neng, all my life I've had to restrain myself, but not in the militia. It's freedom, Neng. The freedom of knowing that what you're doing is right, and so you don't need to hold back. The old man shrugs. Then I was right. You can't understand. I'll try persuasion again. No, I'll try number 1 first. Have you ever even seen anywhere other than this village? It's not exactly paradise. No, Neng answers. No, it's not paradise. And no, I've never left. As I said, it's not so simple. He scratches at his chin and seems about to say more, then checks himself before he riggedy wrecks himself. After a moment, he does speak, but it seems as if he has changed the subject. Years ago, a peddler passed through Cone Village, selling moving pictures of cities he had seen, the teeming harbor of Sega's cliffs, the spires of Zakarl, the glittering oasis of Mradjolios. But among all the places, there was none that would be home. He shrugs. But you're surely right that they're no worse than these rocks. The only time it's too late to start a new life is when you're dead. Give your people a chance to survive. Oh, this is getting harder now. I mean, I've got some nice bonuses and stuff, but... Alright, if I spend no points, it's a Oh, that's not bad. It's a 70% chance. I feel 70%. Neng nods slowly. You're right, of course, even if you've got the manners of a Marger Marauder. After a minute, he turns his blind eyes to Matkina. But we can't go without the jock. The what? Matkina asks. Up the hill, behind the gate. The cave's been sealed for generations. Inside is the jock. It's what helps us keep our worst instincts inside. If we leave its song... He trails off, gesturing to the pyre outside. He sniffs the air, then nods his head again. I'll tell you now how to open the gate. He describes how each lock must be disarmed, repeating it until he's sure you both remember. You keep your bonuses from the party members while doing this Assassin's Creed thingy? Nice. Yeah, I guess just having Tybir or Tabir near me just continues to help me talk to people even when I'm in a time memory thing. Now, he says, you alone of the plains, people, know how to open the gate. You work your way up the terraced hillside, leaving Neng to make his case to his people. In the distance, you see that the Sand Knights are on the move, riding hard toward Colne Village. Neng will need to make his case to them, too. When you arrive at the cave and its huge ancient gateway, Matkina shakes her head. Years I wondered about this, she says. The hill people tell a fable that the first men and women came out of here. They said the gate would only open when it was time for people to disappear. She shrugs. One way to keep kids from poking around and disturbing the jack, I guess. So this is like looking like a vault from Fallout. We've got a vault from Fallout here, but more magical and shit. Something she said stirs your mind, and your memories jingle like a wind chime. Ooh, anamnesis. I'm going to ask her number 1 first, and then try to do the memory thing if I can. What exactly are these hill people, Matkina? My family. Matkina sighs and taps her foot impatiently. Impatient with herself, it seems, because she soon rushes forward. An Eon priest named them Teratomorphs, but they don't use that name or any other. They've lived here on this hill for ages. They protect any plains people who sought shelter in Colne Village. She swallows, closes her eyes, makes a decision. They're not human. Sometimes they change, go wild. Usually it happens to the young, the old. People in other villages call it skin changing, and they call the hill people monsters. Uh-oh, we got werewolves. Hey, Nazcanox, how you doing? Probably mispronounced your name. Yeah, there's a lot of walls of text in this game for sure. There's an incredible amount of reading. I would say the majority of the reading is actually optional, probably, but there's still a lot. I like reading all this stuff. Wall of text is pretending to be a game at times. Yeah. So they're like werewolves or something. She shakes her head, passes, and they change back. But sometimes they leave the village and never turn back. They lose control. People get hurt. With a protective edge in her voice, she finishes. Family. That's what they are. Family. People. I'm going to try to dredge up the memory that's troubling me with anamnesis. Oh boy. Now I have a shitty chance. I need to spend some effort to get this. So here we go. At once, a glaring light shines over your mission, as painful as it is revealing. You're not here to help Paj Reckon save Colne Village. You're here to help Paj destroy it. She knew the villagers' secret, knew about the Jock. Most importantly, she knew the Sand Knights would come, knew about their compact. The plan isn't to take the villagers out of the Knights' way. In fact, it depends on causing the very battle Matkina promised would be averted. When the Knights arrive, Paj will destroy the Jack, forcing the hill people into their feral state, unleashing them upon the Knights, weakening one of the malicious foes. And Paj is coming in person to see that all goes right. Oh, now I gotta do some persuasion. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to save scum this. Like, if I have to back out, if I have to save scum this, it's really not gonna be easy. Matkina, we can't open that gate. Paj Reckon is planning to destroy the Jack and with it the entire village. Oh boy. 70%, come on. I'm feeling 70%. I'm feeling it. Oh, it worked. Alright. You hurriedly relate your memory of Paj's plot, how she and an armed band will be waiting to take the Jack and destroy it, in order to unleash the Teratomorphs upon the Sand Knights in a living trap. At a certain level, the betrayal is so audacious, the plot so callous, that it is unbelievable, and at first Matkina is incredulous. But then her face hardens and her eyes flash with rage. You're serious, aren't you? He scans the horizon for Paj, and so do you, but there's no sign of her. We need to get as far away as she can, she says decisively. Draw Paj off, buy Neng time to negotiate with the Sand Knights, and keep them from the Jack. Oh, wow, things are getting interesting. So I've already changed it. Because we're supposed to go in the fucking... We're supposed to go in that vault and get the thing, and I'm already fucking it up. How long have you been reading yet? I don't know. A long time. Forever. Feels like forever. You're barely 100 meters up the hillside before a deafening shriek fills the air and 7 people seem to drop out of the sky. One of them is a woman you know immediately to be Paj Reckon. The others must be her bodyguard, tattooed cast-offs with drab armor, mismatched weapons, and the languid readiness of predators. Despite the surprise, Matkina flings a knife before they even hit the ground, and it slips between the plates in one glaive's armor. She's throwing another when a beam of light envelops her, trapping her in a field of energy. As Matkina thrashes about, their attention is clearly focused on her, giving you an opening, slight as it may be. I can run for my life. I'm in the memory of some other dude, and apparently I'm changing it, but whatever. Why would I? It has 1.2 million words, yeah. It's a lot of words. Over 1.2 million, they said. We're gonna try to reason with them, even though this is gonna go badly. Well, no, it wouldn't have billions of words. That would be... that would be ridiculous. You barely have a chance to open your mouth before one of the bodyguards steps forward with preternatural speed and buries her fist in your gut. As you fall to your knees, she tops it off with a kick to the face. While your head swims, she flips you over, disarms you, and hoists you back to your feet. Though both of you are subdued, Padge hardly seems happy. I don't know what game you're playing, Tash, she warns, and I don't particularly care. I just want the jack. Tell me how to open the cave and we'll go from there. She doesn't bother with a bribe or a threat. Despite her soft, almost maternal features, she doesn't need to bluster. Her eyes say everything. Won't let you destroy her, huh? Tell her how to get into the cave. Mislead her about how to get into the cave. Only Matkina knows how to get in. Or attack them. Let Matkina go and then we'll talk. This is not going to work. No. Padge's voice is as soft as the word is hard. Why would I yield anything to a man who has already betrayed my trust? In the face of your silence, she adds, perhaps you are wondering what I will do to break you. She shakes her head. Nothing. I know you, Tash, and I know Matkina. I trained you. Torture won't loosen your tongues, or I'd have one of your beautiful eyes between my fingers. No, she says. I will just leave you to make your choice. Then I'll make mine. Won't let you destroy Matkina's home. Padge starts to speak, then pauses and begins again. The village can't be saved, Tash. Not by you or Matkina or me or the militia. War will chew it up. The Sand Knights will find some reason to burn it down. Entropy already claimed it, Tash, before we made our choices. She points, and as you follow her finger, you see that the Sand Knights have arrived and are conferring with Neng at the edge of the village. What I want is to give meaning and purpose to that destruction. What I want is to advance our cause, so that someday when the war is won, I can return and plant a tree in the corpse-rich ruined earth and thank these people for their sacrifice. That is the best we can do. He's not really very nice. I'm going to try to mislead her about how to get in the cave. I got 70% without spending any points. Let's go with the 70%. No! I finally failed one. You are only seconds into your ruse when Padge's face darkens, perhaps with anger, perhaps with disappointment, perhaps with outrage that you would attempt such a sham. Whatever the case, she lifts a finger, and before you can react, you are sliced open by one of the bodyguards. As you fall to the ground, filleted and unable to move, you watch them fling Matkina over the cliff. Oh, fuck. I fucked this up. Still wrapped in her energy field, she can't even scream. Padge gives you a last annoyed glance, then leads the others away. You cannot see where they go. Darkness gathers around your vision, and a sound like crashing waves fills your ears. And then you slough off Tash's body, Tash's mind, and all goes black. Achievement unlocked, live another life. Well, I just balls that up. We're gonna probably be reloading. As your consciousness rises from the shadow of the mirror, something clicks in your mind. Something has changed deep inside you, but what? Makina stares at you, the shock painfully obvious on her face. Hold on. I'm just gonna, go through this really fast, and then I'm gonna reload the save. I fucked that up. Fucked it up. We can go through this really fast now, though, because I don't actually have to read the stuff anymore. I can just zoom through it. That's why Joe never plays roguelikes. Yeah. Very rarely. Very rarely. Oh, I failed this one. Neng shakes his head. Sometimes worst doesn't come to worst. We survived here for generations. Maybe we can weather the sad nights. And, like I said, it's not as easy as pulling up stakes. He's your friend, Makina. You persuade him. Makina tells Neng to hold out his hand, then whips out a knife and draws it across her palm in a deep cut. Blood wells out and fills his cupped hands. Give my last drop to save this place. The old man curses and spills the blood on the floor. Bandage that, he mutters. Then, we can't go without the jock. Alright, then this is the same. So then we go up here. What are these hill people? Anamnesis. Success. Persuasion. Success. Try to reason with them. Let Makina go. I won't let you destroy. Alright, now, misleading about how to get in the cave. This is kind of important. But 70% is a good chance. No! God! Why? I thought 70% was a good chance. I thought it was a good chance. It seemed like a good chance, guys. It seemed like a good chance, that's all I'm saying. Like 5 people just said, fuck this, we're not watching this shit anymore. Hate you. We hate you, Josiah. We fucking hate you. Alright. I'll spend the point this time when we get to that point, alright? Critical success. Alright, we've been through this before. Alright, now, let's see what happens. I will spend a fucking point, okay? To give me a 90%. Alright, cool. Success. What? It leads to the same result, basically? What? You quickly gin up a series of steps, and, for the moment, Paj believes you. She nods to one of her bodyguards, who sets off toward the cave to test your method. A few minutes later, he returns and shakes his head. Paz sighs and lifts a finger. Before you can react, you're sliced open by another bodyguard. As you fall to the ground, you watch them fling Matkina over the cliff. Still wrapped... Okay, so it's the same. It's the same. So, even succeeding, the same thing happens. Damn it. This is some Joe Deaver shit right here. Alright. Something has changed deep inside you, but what? Matkina stares at you, the shock painfully obvious on her face. Alright, we're going to keep going here, but about time to end this episode. So, if you're watching the stream, we are not done. We're going to keep on playing for a while, and probably have another giveaway of a copy of the game at some point here tonight. And we're going to keep going. But if you're watching on YouTube, though, if you're watching on the YouTube, you know what happens. Episodes end. I keep them to an hour because I figure videos longer than that are just too annoying. Too long. Really, they should be shorter. Really, I should be making them like 15-minute videos. But that's a whole lot of extra fucking... That's too much extra work. So 1 hour is like the smallest denomination I can work with that's reasonable for me. Anyway, video's over. Thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera.